Hi guys, it's Melissa Brown here with you today. Thank you for joining me. My heart is really to help encourage women and families just to live their dreams and to go after the things God's calling them to. And I love business stuff, so I love sharing business ideas, tips and tricks. And I was talking with a friend the other day, and she was telling me about, she was in a business and she had that desire to be the best, to be her best and to really excel in this business, but she saw it taking a toll on her family, right? She couldn't find that balance with her kids. And so I was sharing with her some tips that I've used that have really helped me. And so I thought, you know what? I need to share them with you guys because I know this is a very common struggle no matter what business you're in, right? And I know you have friends, I'm sure, that need to hear this message also, or maybe on your team or whatever. So I just wanted to put this out here for you guys, for everyone. I've been in several companies and businesses I've done on my own. I love starting new businesses and then selling them. That's really my favorite. It's fun to figure out all the problems, right? And then you solve it, and then you move on to your next thing. So for me personally, though, now I have a new company that I'm working with, and I don't see me selling this company, but. Yeah, so talk to me in a couple years. No, talk to me now. I'd love to talk to you about it, but let's also talk in a couple years. But I want to share with you what I have learned through that time. One time I sold Pampered Chef, and my upline person really wanted me to succeed. Well, I really wanted to succeed also. Like, I am a very driven person. I have that goal and I want to meet it, and so I didn't really need a lot of outside pressure, especially with balancing that with my family. And, everybody has a different situation, right? We all have, our husbands are different, our kids are different. If you have special needs kids, if you have a bunch of kids, if you have just one child, all these things make things really unique, right? And your situation different. So first off, you need to be realistic. You need to be realistic about the time that you actually have and where you can fit this business in, or any businesses into your schedule. So I encourage you to first, number one, talk to your husband. Be really, really clear with him about what you want, what your goals are, how you see this vision. Men are usually factual. So if we can lay out facts and numbers for them in what we want and how we want to get there, that's really going to help, okay? So talk to your husband. See if they're on board. If your husband is not on board, I don't know, pray about it. You know your husband, right? Different husbands are different. And is he the voice of reason right here saying, I don't think that's a good idea? Or does he just not have enough information yet to make a good decision? So maybe, look at that, and I would love to talk to you. Message me and we can talk about that also. And you'll hear my kids were sleeping in, so I was going to do this video later today, but they were sleeping so long, I'm like, let's get it done now because we're going to go play at the river this afternoon. Okay, so you're talking to your husband and you're being really clear with him about what you're wanting to do, why you're wanting to do it, right? Show him those goals. Put that, like, I see you, we can do this business and we can get debt free, or we can do this business and we can send the kids to camp this summer. I really see that as a possibility. Whatever it is, and maybe point out some things that would be a benefit to him, right? Okay, so help get your husband on board, and then talk about the time and stuff also. And we're gonna jump back to talking to your husband here again, but that was your first step with helping your business to grow and letting go of the mommy guilt. Now, secondly, is being realistic with your situation, right? We talked about that a little bit, but okay, so let's say, I'm going to talk about me, right? Okay, so when I was building this Pampered Chef business, my husband was going to college and he was working, and I had two little kids that I really wanted to be with all the time, so I fit this business into the nooks and crannies of my life. When they were napping, when they were asleep at night, and then planning a couple of shows a week. And really all that I had time to do at that point was to do 2 shows a week, So no matter how much pressure there was for me to do more and to hit these ranks and to, earn a trip or whatever, I knew my reality was 2 shows a week. Okay, at the same time, maybe I could have done more catalog shows. Now everybody can do online shows, right? You could do an online Zoom and maybe you could do that a couple of times a week, you know? And we want to think about utilizing our time so that you're making the most money during that time, that little bit of time you have. Don't waste it on fluff. Don't waste it on these little things, right? If you can only have 2 shows a week, you need to learn how to get the most amount of people in that show and then how to sell the most at that show also, right? So I would focus on really nailing those skills to help you have the best use of those time, right? And then how to book your next shows and to get them with people that you know are going to invite 20 people to their house, okay? So that's what I'm talking about, using those skills. Be realistic, yes. You know, and I think there is that pressure. Okay, and we're all different, right? We all have different goals. And for me, when I do something, you know, I want to be the best. Like, I want to be my personal best. And I have fought with that though, you know, right? And it's like, well, if I can't be the best, I don't want to do it. That mindset right there will mess you up. It will ruin your business. Would you rather start a business and get to here and still have, you know, family and everything's working, you have time with your kids and your husband? Or do you want to have a business up here, you totally neglect your family, they don't know who you are anymore, but you're super successful? Or are you so scared of not being able to do this, but you're like, I can't reach here and I don't want to be this, so you do nothing? Dude, that's lame. Don't do nothing, okay? Even this little bit, you do this, the next year you're going to do this, and the next year you're going to do this, because you're going to learn the skills, right? You're going to move forward. So don't get stuck in that. If you can't be the top of your business, you don't want to do it. That's really a mindset that will cripple you in life, really. Okay, so some tips here. Chart your time. You can print off these time schedule things and just take a week and go over, what do you do? How did you spend your time that week? It's just like budgeting your money, if you've done that before, but we're gonna budget our time, okay? So look at that time and see, was I just scrolling Facebook? You know, if you're on Facebook, dude, set a timer. Tell yourself you have to check these certain groups, whatever it is that you're a part of, that you're actively working on, check those things and jump off, right? The scrolling is what gets you stuck, lost, you know, and you have to rein yourself in. Okay, so look at what you actually did in that week. Look at the chores that you did. Look at the errands that you ran. See if there's things. Sorry, I have a lot of background noise. Hey, brownies. I need you guys to whisper, please. See, we're fitting this in the cracks of our lives, right? Okay, so where was I? Scheduling, time, chunks. Oh yeah, what can you get rid of? So are there tasks on there that your husband can take over? Different husbands are different, right? Their schedules are different. I mean, some people's husbands are working 90 hours a week. Some are working 40 hours a week. So how that can work and how you guys can balance and share is really different. You know, right now I'm super blessed that my husband works with me. We work together from home. And so we can really split everything up. You know, it's like, okay, I have a day in town and I'm going to go talk to people, go get online, get my stuff done in quiet, you know, without the mom, you know. And even if they're not saying my name, I still am hearing it, right? Because I'm a mom. So taking myself out, very, very helpful. So that's going to look different, right? Every situation is going to look different. But if you can be realistic and if you can look at your schedule and then ask, that's really going to help you. Now, also with your kids, okay, teaching your kids to work is one of the best things you can possibly do. Teach them to wash the dishes, teach them to wash the laundry, teach them to do these things because they're going to do them for the rest of their lives, right? They need to know how. Get them in training and help them to feel like a needed part of the family, okay? That is really powerful, that you need them. And for a kid to be needed, that builds confidence, you guys. Like, that is really a great thing for our kids. And there's this American mindset that we want our kids' life to be easy and then just to focus on school and sports. But I'm telling you, we're shortchanging our kids if that's just where we're at. So, hey, good morning, ladies. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so have your kids I mean, spread out the chores, right? And if there's things that you could hire someone to do that's going to save you time and money. Sorry, I have a kid coughing underneath of me. If you're going to cough, I need you to go in the other room. If you want to sit quiet, sit quiet. This is real life, right? Doing it with everybody. Okay, so let's say cleaning the house. If I can pay someone $20 an hour, I don't know. I don't know what it costs to hire someone to clean. But let's say it costs them $20 to come clean your house once a week. That is so worth it, okay? Let them do what they're good at, right? It's that whole thing about having people around you that make up for your weak points, right? I do clean. But I know there's people that are better at it than me, but I don't know that there's someone that can do my live video for me, right? This right here, what I'm doing, I can't farm that out, right? But let's look for anything else in my business and in my life that I can farm out. I can't farm out mothering, right? And we choose to homeschool, so that's not something I'm gonna farm out, although I am gonna look for classes. I'm gonna look for things that my kids could participate in with a mentor that I love and want them to be mentored by, right? Like I don't have to do it all by myself, but I do want to be the main educator in my kid's life. So that's our priorities and how we've scheduled that. Talk with your hubby, get rid of everything on your list that you can. And now I'm going to tell you the very top secret, I think, is just the winning secret. If you want to build a business while being home with your family, if you can set yourself a schedule, make a schedule. Make sure everybody knows what your schedule is. People on your team know what your schedule is. The people in your family know what your schedule is. You have work hours and you have time for the family. So, people get more detailed in their schedules as they want, right? Maybe you schedule out, this is when I'm gonna wash dishes, this is when I'm gonna wash laundry, whatever, how intense you wanna make that and detailed, do what works for you and know that you can change it. Okay, you make the schedule, you alter the schedule, okay? If it's not working, you readjust it and you make it work for you. You are not a slave to that thing, but it can help you, it'll help you get rid of guilt. I promise you, 1,000 times I promise you, the schedule erases mommy guilt, okay? You do not, if you're always like, when you're doing school with your kids, you're thinking, I need to make this phone call, that phone call, blah, 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 I should be doing my work right now, and you're feeling guilty because you're not getting your work done. Take a notepad, make your list. Just write down the things that you want to do when it's work time, okay? Because right now it's school time, and you can't take from that. But then, when it's work time, bam, there's your list. You can look right at it and start going through and crossing things out. And the kids, when they want to play a game with you, read a book with you right then, you can say, kids, no, this is mommy's scheduled work time. I need you to go do whatever activities that you've already set up for them to do, right? Whatever it is. And we can talk about that more in another video if you like. But if you can just keep those times separate, there's no guilt. But be realistic, right? Maybe for your business right now in your life, you have one full day a week that you can give to it, and then maybe an hour a day that you maintain. Maybe that's your reality. Do that. Do the best in your business that you can with that time allowed, okay? Maybe you have nap times every day, plus your husband, he's like, you know what, I totally see this vision, I'm gonna support you, and I'm gonna give you 3 nights a week that I'm gonna take care of the kids when I come home, I'm gonna do everything, you just go work. Maybe that's your reality, Harness that, don't waste those hours, right? Those hours that your husband's like, do that. That's not time to go lay in the bathroom and read a magazine. Maybe once in a while, right? But we wanna be using those things for income producing things. Right? If you only have a limited time, you need to get efficient. So I was thinking about like an example of this for you guys. And I was thinking like, let's say I started a dog collar business, right? That was my business I wanted to do. So I want to make the most use of my time. So probably I need to get to the biggest market. So probably I'm going to try and get my dog collar on Amazon, right? That's going to be my first thing I'm going to do. And I'm not even going to work about advertising. I'm not going to work on Facebook, Instagram, nothing. The first thing I'm going to do is get that collar going, get it made, and then get it on Amazon. Because when people search dog collar, right, yours gets up there. And maybe you pay to have it advertised so it's at the top to start with, there's all sorts of different things you could do. But your first thing you'd want to do is get in front of the biggest market, right? You don't need to advertise for that at first. because Amazon's going to advertise that for you, right? But then you take a step back, and then how can you boost that, right? So that's when you start a Facebook page, start an Instagram account, and then start doing this. Now, if you have a teenager like I do, put them in charge of that, okay? If you don't want to, or even have them just go do photos for you, or, those things that you're doing, they help take things off your plate, but they're also teaching your children. These skills, my kids are being raised up in an entrepreneurial house with self-learners. Like, if we want to know how to do it, we figure it out, right? And that is a major skill I want for my kids, and they're seeing it modeled day after day after day. And sorry, and the noise, brownies. Shh. Okay, sorry. I was gonna do it this afternoon where everybody would be out, but I thought, oh, they're sleeping forever. We're just gonna do it real quick. Okay, so just start with the biggest things, and then move down and add to it, and then find people to help you out that can help you out in any way, because you're not going to build a dynasty all by yourself while raising your family, right? You have to outsource things and figure out what you can do. And like I said before, maybe in this season of your life, you're just going to learn the business. Maybe you're just going to, talk to a couple people. Maybe this isn't your season to be the very top in that company, but don't let that stop you from doing something, right? Like, get your feet wet. Start going in there, start learning, start growing. And when the time is right, you're going to be prepared and ready to take off. You're going to have those skills. You're going to have the knowledge. And so don't beat up on yourself, because we all have different situations, right? And right now, I am very blessed that my husband and I are working together, and I have teenagers. So I have, babysitters, and that's for trade for things. We can talk about that another time also. But I hope this was encouraging to you. I hope there were some tips in here that you guys can use and you could share with your team. Just help encourage them, because I know moms, we fight that mommy guilt, right? Like, it's just garbage, and we struggle with it big time. And, I was working out the other day for like the first time in ever. And part of me afterwards felt guilty. I felt guilty that I was taking that hour and it's like, this is ridiculous, right? Like, really, what am I doing here? I'm getting myself healthier so I can live longer and be more productive when I am alive. I'm also modeling for my children, taking care of yourself, making yourself a priority, taking care of your body, those things that I want for my kids, right? More is caught than taught. So let it go, guys. Balance it, figure it out. You don't want to be not reading to your kids anymore, because that's the time you're making phone calls, right? Like, that's lame. Set aside 2 hours a day that you jump on the phone and all you do is make phone call after phone call after phone call, because you don't have the interruptions, because you've set that time aside, and you're not saying, oh, I should load the dishwasher. Oh, I should be doing this. Just, you have to turn that part off and just focus during those times. So I hope that was encouraging for you, and just some real tips for you to have the life you want to have. Okay, go after your dreams. I'm so excited for you. Have a great day, and we'll talk again soon.